Hello, my name is Ashley, and if you weren't aware, I recently travelled to Cambodia. And while editing my Cambodian vlogs, I realised that the NGOs I talked about really needed a video to themselves. So that's what this is. So let's get started. First off, what is an NGO? An NGO is a non-government organisation, usually designed to help those in need. And the NGOs I will be talking about today are specific to Cambodia. If you weren't aware, in April of this year, I went to Cambodia on a mission trip with an NGO called Raw Impact. And while there, our trip leader ensured to take us to as many NGOs as she could. Most of these organisations are to help survivors of human trafficking, which is unfortunately very common in Cambodia. In my Cambodian blogs, I mentioned a documentary called The Pink Room, which is a documentary based on a specific town, Spay Pak, and the human trafficking that happens there. And the organisation NGO AIM, which came to help rescue the girls and reintegrate them back into society. And while in Phnom Penh, we actually visited this town, which is now a lot different, thankfully, to the images shown in the documentary. And I would highly recommend anyone to watch this documentary after you finish watching this video. The ugly truth. Modern day slavery or human trafficking is way more prevalent than many people realize. And 20% of trafficking is children, and 66% of child trafficking are girls. In Cambodia, neon signs out the front of clubs such as KTV advertise cheap drinks and good times, but behind closed doors, there are children being exploited for money. Children as young as 5 are being exploited, tortured, and sold for profits of the traffickers. Often, the children's own family sells them. And more often than not, people from the cities will come into the slum villages and tell the parents that they're going to take their girls and they're going to go work in a cafe or a laundromat or anything they can come up with, and they will sell their virginity for the highest price they can get, and that girl will end up working in a brothel. The unfortunate reality is that when you are starving and desperate, it becomes really hard to see a way out. Cambodia used to be the child sex trafficking capital of the world, but the NGOs that I'll be talking about today are helping to change that. Those doing good. AIM, or Agape International Missions. AIM is an incredible organisation that has been fighting trafficking for over 18 years. The founders of AIM came to Cambodia and saw how bad the problem was, so they packed up and moved to Cambodia with no qualifications to do everything in their power to end the cycle of human trafficking. They now have a 4-step program to ensure that they are doing just that. Rescue. This includes programs like the SWAT team, self-assisted rescues, and their legal team. Heal, the restoration home where girls receive vocational training, counselling, housing, and education. Empower, where AIM has an employment centre and many jobs available for survivors and families of survivors. And last, but certainly not least, protect. It soon dawned on the founders of AIM that to truly end the cycle, they needed to start from the beginning. The root cause of trafficking. Poverty. They didn't have access to schools or jobs. They ultimately didn't have many options. So they started a school for the most vulnerable to get a quality education. They have a church to spread Christ's message to the community, which has led to traffickers shutting down their brothels and many girls being rescued. They have a kids club for those at risk to have a safe place to have fun. They also started Lord's Gym, which is focused on transforming the hearts of former traffickers, drug dealers, and susceptible youth. Through training and mentorship, these men become protectors in their community. Since the formation of the AIM SWAT team in 2014, 1,600 plus girls have been rescued, 500 plus traffickers have been arrested, and traffickers have been sentenced to over 1,700 years in prison. She Rescue. She Rescue is an It's Not Okay project, which is an NGO committed to not failing the one child standing in front of them. Their projects exist to restore, educate, equip, and provide hope to the oppressed, traffic the vulnerable, the impoverished, and the at-risk. Their goal for every survivor is successful reintegration back with their families and their community. While there are always exceptions, girls are usually in the home for 6 months to 2 years while their court cases are being finalized. Families become financially stable and the girls start to heal from their trauma. Daughters of Cambodia. Daughters of Cambodia empowers those trapped in the sex industry to walk free and start a new life with healing, dignity, and the means to prosper. This is achieved by providing jobs coupled with recovery programs. They teach them how to sustain their new lifestyles in non-institutional settings so that they're able to remain connected with their community and their family. Their recovery programs include counseling and social work, medical treatment, creative programs, daycare, education, and a church. Bloom Asia is a non-for-profit organization that exists to give survivors of exploitation the chance to find healing, hope, and purpose. Women are often the most vulnerable and discriminated against in poverty-stricken community, and many are sadly the recipients of exploitation and abuse. Bloom Asia addresses this through a program of education, counseling, vocational training, and employment. At Bloom Asia, survivors have the chance to heal from their past and are given skills and support that they need to build a bright future for themselves and their families. They provide vocational training, sustainable employment, and holistic support. How you can support these incredible NGOs: buying. Almost all of these NGOs have stores and shops where you can buy products made by these girls to help make money. If you see here, I don't know if you can see this. I have this here, if you can see it. That's She Rescue. This is AIM. I have many other things, I just don't have access to them right now. You can buy those things off their websites. Donating. There are many ways to donate. Many of the organizations have like monthly donations or weekly donations and just one-off donations. Anything you can do helps. Spreading awareness. Exactly what I am doing here. Telling everyone you can about this problem. No one can help if they don't know what's happening. Raise money. I'm sure all of these NGOs would be happy to have fundraising to help their causes. Don't forget to watch the Pink Room documentary and tell everyone you can about what I've talked to you here about today. It's so important, and we just have no idea that children 5 to 16 is the average age are being exploited, and it's really sad, but that is why I'm here. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to support these incredible NGOs with all their work they are doing. Thank you.